So we have this great documentary on Spike TV called I Am Steve Mcqueen. I think it's going to introduce your fans to your namesake. I don't think a lot of your fans know like who you're named after?
Certain people do, yeah. It was really cool. I saw the documentary for the first time last night, and it was incredible. I never got to meet my grandfather, and I'm sure a lot of the younger audiences don't know much about him. So it was cool for myself to learn about him, and also hopefully some people that watch.
Since you've seen it, what are some of your favorite parts, or maybe some of the things you maybe learned for the first time about your own grandfather?
It was cool to see younger pictures of my dad with his dad, and kind of hear some of the stories that I had absolutely never heard before, and hear some stories from my grandmother and just other people whose life he had affected or touched, and it was really cool.
How young were you when you sort of realized that you were part of this kind of legacy last name?
How old am I now?
Yeah. I mean, have you sort of always known, as far as you can remember, or is it something that was sort of introduced to you later?
My stepdad played hockey, and we ended up moving to Detroit, and I started homeschooling. And I remember watching movies and having a lot more free time because I was at home, and pretty much just played hockey and tried to study. And so in watching a lot of movies, I was like, oh, my grandpa's an actor. I should watch, some more of his, they were always posters and stuff around the house, but I never really paid much attention to it. And I started watching it and watching his movies, and I was like, wow, this guy's pretty cool. Maybe I want to give this a shot, give it a try. And I've been lucky ever since, which has been cool.
So I think that probably one of the most impressive things in the documentary is who sort of shows up to talk about your grandfather. Who are some of the people that were like impressive to you?
Well, personally, I've always looked up to Gary Oldman. He's been one of my favorite actors since I can't even remember when. And I went the day that they interviewed him, and I was in awe, just kind of listening to him speak and getting to shake his hand. It was an incredible experience. I was overwhelmed.
Yeah, your father had a lot to do. He's an executive producer on the documentary. Yeah. What do you think what do you think he added to the project, being on it?
I mean, my dad, he had a lot of great stories that he's never even told me before that he said on this documentary, and it was cool to see. To watch him relive some of those memories and kind of take a trip down memory lane, it was incredible. It was cool. As a son to watch, your dad go through something. It's a touching experience. Right.
If there's one thing you want viewers to take away from when they watch the documentary about your grandfather, what do you think that is?
One thing that I really thought the documentary showed that I thought was incredible was, my grandfather was troubled youth. He grew up in a boys' home, the Boys Republic, and his passion and his drive to want something more, to fight for more, and how he really did that. He accomplished his goals, and it was incredible. And this documentary really shows that. I definitely recommend watching it.